back to the paperboat project, you guys. For those of you that don't know me, about 5 or 6 years ago I sold everything that I owned in South Africa. I used to be in the investment game, I used to be an investment specialist, sold everything for a life on the ocean. Well, after a few sailboats and sailed many different seas, I decided to sell my boat in Dominican Republic because of COVID, and I decided to start working as a captain. I've taken you on many journeys. We've sailed all around the Mediterranean, and this year I decided to take a job as a skipper on a motor vessel. This is a real-time video, and for those of you that have been sending me all the messages asking where I am, you're gonna find out here in a second. Thank you for all the messages, thank you for keeping in touch. I've not posted anything on YouTube for probably about 2 months, but I have so much coming your way. You're gonna want to stick around, and you're gonna want to have to go to my Patreon page where I put longer, unedited, all the behind the scenes, unfiltered, maybe a little bit more whiskey, and I know that you have limited time here on YouTube. So in this quest of becoming the best captain I want to be, I decided to start doing motor vessels as well. Now, I have a 200-ton unlimited commercially endorsed sailing qualification, and if you want to find out how you can do that, also go to my Patreon page. I will show you step for step how you can achieve that and what that really entails. Second of all, I wanted to be able to move these big yachts as well. Why? That's really where the money lies. The sweet spot of money. Is it worth it? Absolutely no. Let me show you the boat and then I tell you why. Welcome to Corsica, my friend. This is where the rich and famous come to play. I've sailed to many places in the Mediterranean over the last 12 months, and this was one of the most expensive places I have ever been. This season there were many super yachts filled with A-class celebrities. When the owner of a super yacht's private helicopter landed in front of the restaurant to collect the pizzas and fly back to his yacht, I realized in what type of place I was, and the amount of wealth is unfathomable. In this episode, I show you the boat I was the captain of, and I give you a mouthful of the whole experience. Please remember to head over to my Patreon page for the unfiltered, longer and uncut episodes. Welcome to this beautiful Riva 52. I'm in Corsica and I've been skippering this boat. That's why I've been so quiet. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to take you on this beautiful boat. I'm going to show you exactly how she works, what she's like. We're going to speak about sailboat or powerboat, my friend. Okay, so let's do a tour of this beautiful Riva Revolve. I think one of the first things that you see when you come on this boat is sport, class. I feel like the Riva Rivale is the epitome of class when it comes to motorboats. Now guys, as you know, I have been a sailor for a very long time, and only recently have I started driving these guys. What I really like about this is the cream color of the boat going with this beautiful wood, and as you will see, this also comes out here, and this folds open so that you can have a very nice seated area to eat. Easily fit 2 or 3 people there, easily fit 2 people there, and then a bench or a little stool here for another person. As you lift this up, you have a barbecue, you have a small fridge which you can put some drinks in, you have an ice machine. Raritan ice machine, which is full of ice right now, and you lock it like that. So you'll have the house battery and a starting battery. So usually I'll keep that off, which is the starting batteries. I'll keep that off, and that will be running because that's the house bank, and the generator downstairs or down below, rather in the engine room, we'll keep that all good. We have some lights here, which is on the transom. This whole piece for the dinghy garage open up, and let me show you that next. Alright, as you can see, it's open right now. It opens up quite a bit. This is what you'll find down here. Right, moving forward, we remember that we have to have our starting battery on, which I switched off earlier. So if you switch that on, now we'll have sufficient battery for this station. Now this is where all the magic happens. Very nice space here. Coming down here, you have a very nice big chart plotter. Turn on the engines. That's port side, and that will light up. That's starboard side, and it will light up. If you are in gear, forward or in backwards motion, your boat will not start. Now look at this. When I am in position to go forward, the red lights will light up. Now when I'm trying to start, nothing will happen. If I then allow the port side engine in neutral, there she goes. And guys, that's really nice because we have a lot of power on these boats, okay? Just going like that will allow a burst of energy and a lot of power. In the middle, you'll have your fuel level, your water level, all right? It'll also tell you some more information about your flaps in the back. Let's put it down, because they're sea mews, or what do you call it, seagulls, and they come and shit on it all the time. Look at that boat there. I don't know if you can see that boat's bimini top. It's white, looks like Christmas. It's not a Christmas seagull. It's also not Steven Seagull. It's the shit seagull. Very powerful bow thrusters right here. Look how that's moving. Really nice to come in and out of port. And also I was picking up this mooring ball myself every day. Bow thrusters were key. Double or triple, there was 3-4 people sometimes hanging out here. I also have a buoy that I put through my two lines that come onto the bow, and so when I release that, it's much easier to pick it up with a boat hook right there. Isn't she a beauty? And don't forget, I will still tell you, do I like a sailboat or a motor yacht better at the end of this video. So now that I've shown you what she looks like on the outside and how she works, I know you want to see what she looks like inside. So let's go down and I show you the Riva Rurale. Coming down, you have a lot of white, a lot of wood, and just not that much light though. That's one thing that is really, for me, a little bit on the downside of this boat, is that she doesn't have a lot of light coming through to go and switch them off, which is kind of cool. Oh, who's that? And you have a very nice standard size big toilet and a very nice sized basin. I really like this green, it's really nice. So how the toilets work on the motor yachts, super yachts, different than on the sailboats. In the beginning, you will allow some water to come in and then you will flush it out. And the same thing applies here. You have your stereo, another bed right there, which I really found nice because it's under the stairs and you can pack some shit there and just really get it out of the way. Right, okay, so on the port side we have a TV. Whoever lives on a boat and watches TV should, I don't know, read their brains, because there's a lot to do outside. But I guess when it's rainy and you're on the boat, you want to watch the game or something, you can. It's really a nice place to just stack the stuff away. You have a nice big fridge which allows you to see and access the hob. You can access this, which is the washing machine or the dishwasher. Really cool. And this is looking back. You have a very nice seating area there. This is it. Nice double bed. So this is your view from the master bed. And you also have a hatch in front of you or above you if you wanted to use that. So just, hey Stefan, make me a coffee please. And or give me a double whiskey over there. You switch it on, it has 3 functions. 1 is just a little bit of air, 2 is a little bit more, and 3 really blows your hair back. One more thing is your access panel, or should I say your electricity panel, which is quite nice and handy. Everything is right here, what you need. At the top on your port side here, or what I say on the left rather, top aft or top left, you will have all the electronics really for your engines, VHF. This is the steering control unit. And then as you move down, you have blowers and freshwater pump and stuff like that. And then on this side, you'll have the big ticket items like the battery charger, refrigeration, water heater, the oven, which is the mic. So for those of you that have boats and have teak, you must know this product. And if you don't, get to know it. It's called K2R, and this will take anything off your deck that is a stain. So here's our stain. There you go, maybe a little bit there. On the transom below the waterline is what is called the trim tabs or the flaps. Now virtually every performance boat has these trim tabs. Lowering them improves your boat's ride in rough seas because what they do is they force the bow down, keeping more running surface in the water then. Raising them, however, in calmer water reduces the drag. Using these tabs doesn't necessarily make your boat faster. It's really to be more comfortable in different weather situations. It takes practice, but practice makes perfect. Very good morning to you. It is my final day as captain on this Riva. Remember, when you do tow a Zodiac, make sure that the line's pretty long, not very close, especially on a boat like this. And I know we've sailed many places and you guys are here for the sailing, so am I. There's a perfect sweet spot where that boat should be gliding in the water. Sailing and towing a boat behind can be a little bit of an issue. I've flipped some dinghies before, I've lost an outboard motor. Sometimes your boat's just not big enough to put the dinghy on board, I know, so I've done it. But in any case, enough of that. We're gonna take the boat there, and then we're gonna speak about how to park this boat, how to drive it. And it's really not that difficult. Stick around to find out what I think about driving a yacht versus a sailboat. What's easier, what's more difficult, and what requires more skill. So we're gonna keep the Zodiac quite close as we're going out, and then I will lengthen it at the back. Make sure all your lines are on board. Another line, because I need that for the marina. As you know, you have two engines on this boat, and they're quite powerful. And the way that you drive these boats are like so. Make sure that your rudder is in the middle, especially when you are in marinas or when you want to navigate out of a tight spot like this. So we want to go to starboard side, so we'll just engage the port engine a little bit and the boat will start turning. That's enough. So you want to do really short bursts. Forward, enough. See where I'm going. Pay attention to the wind. The boat is not something with a brake, so you can't stop it whenever you think, oh, I want to stop it right now, dead. Of course you can't do that. So once again, let's go forward. Maybe let's engage both, and now we'll go directly forward. Stop it. Glide forward. We have a buoy to our starboard side, so we want to go around it. Pay attention to your Zodiac in the back. Is she fine? Coming along smoothly. Okay. Let's go to starboard side. Okay. Maybe a little bit more. Alright. So something very interesting. People say there's different ways of driving a motor yacht in terms of your hand position. Some people say that you should put your hands with your thumbs out, so that you know if you go backwards, the boat's going this way. Okay? If you go forward, the boat's going that way. With your left hand, if you come back with it, your thumb's pointing that way, go forward. So we want to go to starboard side right now. See where we're gliding? Kind of, well, I call it glide, but we're kind of drifting. So you want to go forward, port side, and she will turn away. Coast is clear. Let's give it 2 forward on both port and starboard side. The right way for you is your right way. I really like to just use one hand. Well, now that you saw the boat that I was on, and you see exactly what I had to endure for about 2 months, now you understand why I didn't post anything on YouTube, because I was absolutely up to my knees, or is it my chin, or is it over my head with work. It stung me, fucker.
Stung you?
Yeah. On that note, B just decided to come and sting me. It's just like enforcing more of that pain I endured on that boat. So probably at the end of this interview I'm going to be nice, red and swollen, because I am allergic to bees. Before I look like a chipmunk, let me finish this interview. I've driven really large vessels, and I've had up to 5 or 6 crew on the boats with me being the master. This year I decided to take a job where I would be the only person on the boat, so captain, engineer, everything is up to me. The reason for that is the pay was so much more, and I really want to save for this next big boat. You know, I don't really make much money here on YouTube. I mean, you can pay for this video by giving a like and subscribing for it, or you can go to Patreon and really get some more information and really some meaty stuff. That's kind of how I try to fund this social media thing. But I am not going to be able to buy myself a sailboat with this type of income. So I describe it like this. A sailboat for me has a heart and a soul. Whenever you walk onto a sailboat, you feel kind of connected to that boat. I always start to feel very nostalgic when I'm on a boat, whether it's a small one, whether it's a big one, whether it's a flashy one, whether it's a whatever. I feel connected to that vessel. For me, a motor vessel is just a piece of fiberglass drifting to look nice, shaped nice. I lived on this boat for 2 months. I never once felt a connection with a boat. With sailing and getting the wind in the sails and the creaking of the deck and the boat heeling over and the big winches, big or small, lines, you're always busy, and it's as if you're actively involved with getting the boat to move somewhere. You have to read the wind, you have to know what the swell is like. You're part of the process of moving this vessel. It's a very emotional experience for me. With a motor vessel, you just put it in forward and you just drive 35 knots an hour. There is a camaraderie around the table with sailors that I don't find with motor yacht owners or captains. That's my opinion. You can make your own, but I wanted you to know that that's what I found driving and captaining a motor vessel this year in Corsica. But I'm rambling on now. So would I take a job like this again? And I'm strictly referring to being the sole person on the boat without a stewardess and a deckhand, etc. I think if the same owners approached me, I would, but I don't think that this is something that I really want to do. This is the first time that I take this type of position on a boat, and I thought that it would be more relaxed because I don't have to manage crew and the boat is not that big. Well, guess what? It still needs to be washed. It still needs to be stocked. You still need to make sure that the owners are happy. You still need to serve them food. You still need to do your engine checks. You still have to make sure the oil is there. You need to speak to the marina. You need to make sure that anything that breaks is being fixed. You need to make sure that this time schedule is right. Take this chef to shore. I was working 14, 15 hours a day. Started in the morning really early doing my checks, washing the boat, and then working up to maybe sometimes 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night. I'm gonna have another shot of whiskey, and remember, you're awesome and you can achieve anything that you set your mind to. 3 years ago I was just a guy with a sailboat. Today I have a 200-ton yacht master, commercially endorsed license. I'm driving sailboats and motor yachts all over the Mediterranean, and hopefully soon the Caribbean. We'll speak about that. There's some crazy opportunities coming. A crew house, a sailing school, another sailboat, but we'll leave that for Patreon and for the next episode. Have a nice day. Achieve your dreams. You can do it.